The final chapters of U.S. presidents, causes of death revealed. George Washington, the first president of the United States, served from 1789 to 1797. He played a critical role in establishing the nation's government and setting precedents. His death was caused by a severe throat infection. John Adams, Washington's successor, served from 1797 to 1801. Known for his role in the American Revolution and diplomacy, he faced many challenges. He passed away from heart failure, leaving behind a complex legacy. Thomas Jefferson, serving from 1801 to 1809, is renowned for authoring the Declaration of Independence. His presidency saw the Louisiana Purchase and Lewis and Clark expedition. He eventually died of natural causes after a long life of service. James Madison served from 1809 to 1817, known as the Father of the Constitution. His leadership during the War of 1812 was pivotal. He died from heart failure, remembered for his contributions to American governance. James Monroe, in office from 1817 to 1825, is best known for the Monroe Doctrine. His presidency marked the era of good feelings. He passed away from heart failure, leaving a significant impact on U.S. foreign policy. John Quincy Adams suffered a stroke, marking the end of a life dedicated to public service. His passing was a poignant reminder of the fragility of life, even for those who had held the highest office. Andrew Jackson's death was attributed to a combination of tuberculosis and heart failure. Despite his tough and combative persona, he could not escape the ailments that ultimately claimed his life, reflecting the harsh realities of the era. Martin Van Buren's demise came after a battle with bronchial asthma and heart failure. His political career was marked by significant events, yet his final years were overshadowed by declining health, which eventually took its toll. William Henry Harrison's presidency was tragically cut short by pneumonia. His sudden death, just a month into his term, underscored the vulnerabilities of even the most powerful individuals to unexpected health crises. John Tyler's life ended after suffering a stroke. His legacy as a president who navigated complex political landscapes was ultimately overshadowed by the simplicity of his passing, a reminder of the unpredictable nature of life. James K. Polk's presidency saw the expansion of U.S. territory, but his life was cut short by cholera. His tenure included the Mexican-American War, which significantly increased the nation's size and influence. Zachary Taylor, known for his military leadership, served a brief term before succumbing to acute gastroenteritis. His unexpected death shocked the nation, leaving a legacy of commitment to preserving the Union during turbulent times. Millard Fillmore assumed the presidency after Taylor's death, leading during a period of intense sectional conflict. He signed the Compromise of 1850, which attempted to ease tensions but ultimately proved only a temporary solution. Franklin Pierce's presidency was marred by personal and political struggles. His death due to cirrhosis of the liver reflected his broader challenges, including maintaining national unity amidst rising tensions that foreshadowed the Civil War. James Buchanan, often criticized for his inability to prevent the Civil War, died of respiratory failure. His presidency faced immense pressures as the nation fractured, and his leadership is frequently debated by historians assessing his impact. Abraham Lincoln's life was tragically cut short, marking a significant moment in American history. His assassination by John Wilkes Booth in 1865 shocked the nation. The loss of his leadership was deeply felt during the Reconstruction era. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, faced immense challenges during his presidency. His term was marred by political conflicts and impeachment. Despite these hurdles, he worked to reunite a fractured nation. He died of a stroke in 1875. Ulysses S. Grant, a Civil War hero, served 2 terms as president. His administration focused on Reconstruction and civil rights. However, it was also plagued by scandals. Grant's final years were marked by a battle with throat cancer. James A. Garfield's presidency was abruptly ended by assassination. Shot by Charles Guiteau, he lingered for months before succumbing to infection. His death highlighted the need for improved medical care and led to significant changes in civil service reform. Chester A. Arthur, Garfield's vice president, assumed the presidency after the assassination. Known for his advocacy of civil service reform, Arthur worked to combat corruption. His tenure was cut short by kidney disease, leading to his death in 1886. Chester A. Arthur's presidency followed the assassination of Garfield. Despite suffering from kidney disease, he worked tirelessly on civil service reform. His dedication to the Pendleton Act transformed the U.S. government, establishing merit-based hiring practices. Grover Cleveland, the only president to serve non-consecutive terms, died of a heart attack. His integrity and commitment to fighting corruption left a lasting legacy. Cleveland's battle against political patronage reshaped the Democratic Party and American politics. Benjamin Harrison's presidency saw significant legislative accomplishments despite his bout with pneumonia. Harrison championed civil rights and economic modernization. His leadership during the McKinley Tariff and Sherman Antitrust Act reflected his commitment to a stronger, fairer America. William McKinley's assassination cut short a promising presidency. His efforts in economic reform and foreign policy, including the Spanish-American War victory, left a lasting impact. McKinley's dedication to American prosperity was tragically ended by a gunman's bullet. Theodore Roosevelt's heart attack marked the end of an era of bold leadership. Known for his progressive policies and conservation efforts, Roosevelt's dynamic energy and vision reshaped America. His legacy of trust-busting in national parks endures. William Howard Taft, who served as the 27th president, later became the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. His tenure in both roles showcased his legal acumen. He passed away due to heart disease, marking the end of a distinguished career. Woodrow Wilson was pivotal during World War I and played a key role in founding the League of Nations. Despite his achievements, he suffered a debilitating stroke while in office. Wilson's health continued to decline, ultimately leading to his death. Warren G. Harding's presidency was marred by scandals, notably the Teapot Dome. Despite his efforts to restore normalcy post-World War I, his term was cut short. Harding died suddenly of a heart attack while still in office. Calvin Coolidge, known for his quiet demeanor, presided over a period of economic prosperity in the 1920s. His hands-off approach to governance was both praised and criticized. Coolidge's life ended abruptly due to a heart attack. Herbert Hoover, who led the country during the onset of the Great Depression, faced immense challenges. Despite his efforts to combat the economic downturn, his presidency was often deemed ineffective. Hoover lived a long life but died from internal bleeding.